過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with you with another new chapter of Shadow Tamer DxD. And honestly, I'm glad that you guys really liked this, this fanfic, and I'm glad that it got a lot of good reception. While I know that some of you are still pretty annoyed at the fact that it's still a crossover with Highschool DxD, but I also did like the fact that many of you actually can relate to the fact of hating Issei as a main protagonist. And I know some of you saying, why not just change his personality? For me, that's easier said than done when just looking at the guy pisses me off. So I hope making the main character of this fanfic, this OC being the cousin of Issei, Terry Hayato, a lot more likable. Also, just letting you guys know, Terry will have a harem because, again, it's blasphemy not to have a harem in Highschool DxD. Just letting you guys know. However, this harem would make a lot more sense as I will explain each girl's affections for Terry in this story. So, with that said, let's skip the recap and get straight into the story, shall we, guys? Chapter 2, The Digi Squad, Ember. Back at Kuo Academy, Issei is with his king and fellow peerage members, since after at least 3 days of being a devil, he's finally starting to get the hang of everything, especially giving out, flyers and all that. It was a little bit annoying at first, he was really pissed off that he couldn't use teleportation circles. But even so, he still enjoyed the fact that he was mostly around a bunch of hot and sexy ladies, being his king, Rias Gremory, his fellow peerage member, Akino Hamejima, and the school mascot of Kuo, Konako Taojo, However, he is a little bit annoyed that the so-called Prince Charming of Kuo is part of the peerage as well, which he began realizing that almost all the most popular people in Kuo are in this club of his, the Occult Research Club, which is a front for his king. As for Rias, Issei is eternally grateful that Rias brought him back to life and gave him a second chance to become a harem king as a devil, as he plans on rising higher and higher in the ranks, gain his own peerage, and then get his own harem. For that, he'll do anything to make it happen, no matter what it takes. With that, soon, as for currently right now, Issei is continually dropping off flyers all across Kuo so people can have that of contracts with them after all. But internally, he begins thinking about his cousin, Terry. But soon he began thinking, Terry was really, pushing on trying to get to work. And not only that, he was really mean about the whole not becoming a harem king. I mean, originally he was always saying he was always just brushing it off, but this time it seemed like he was really trying to force it down to say that I can't do it. He's never been that mean before. Soon, Issei began remembering the time when Terry came to Kuo, as his parents did give him a heads up about Terry coming to Kuo, given that his aunt and uncle wanted their son to become more sociable, and heading to an all-girls school should help for that. Issei was annoyed at first that his school was going to get another pretty boy, but he does remember that he did have fond times with his cousin when they were younger. But now at Kuo, when he arrived at least 3 months in the later year, it did feel somewhat, rushed, if than anything. But he would, and not only that, seeing on how, much of a loner, how basically secluded and isolate, and how much isolation he prefers to have. Personally, he's kind of worried about what's going to happen to him if he continues acting like this, especially since both of them are now second years in Kuo. But then he began remembering that the guy now has a prince title, and not only that, many girls also became fangirls to him. But soon he began saying, "Damn that bastard! He already has tons of girls after him, and he doesn't even care about a damn one of them. It seriously pisses me off. Damn it!" Within, Issei continued riding his bike back to the occult research club room, saying, "Just you wait, Terry. I swear I'm going to show you. I'm going to become the harem king, and I'll prove you wrong." As he continues laughing like a maniac, as he continues riding through the streets and through the night. Back at the park, Terry, alongside his Guilmon X, is now facing against Tyrannomon, with Tyrannomon screaming and roaring, with soon Terry saying, "Guys, really terrified." But then Guilmon X saying, "Well, it only makes sense. We did provoke him, and you did basically hit him with a EMP after all." But soon, Terry rolls his eyes saying, "Not like I had a choice. You know the plan, X." With soon Guilmon X saying, "You got it." As soon he jumps towards Tyrannomon, as Tyrannomon was about to hit Guilmon X with his claws. However, he dodges it in mid-air and then spins, slicing him with his own claws. As then Tyrannomon flinches and stumbles back before Terry runs towards Tyrannomon, as then he jumps into the air, and soon something begins to channel into his right fist, as it being that of red digital pixels growing in his right fist. But soon he screams out, "Digi Soul Strike!" Where soon he slams his fist down into Tyrannomon's gut. With then soon Tyrannomon's eyes widening, screaming more and more. With soon some Issei on the way back to the occult research club room actually hears the roar, surprisingly, saying, "Huh? What was that?" As Issei getting a little bit scared, but part of him actually getting somewhat curious, as instead of heading back to Kuo Academy, he soon heads back to heading to the park. With soon Tyrannomon begins groaning in pain, rolling around on the ground, with Terry's fist still glowing digital particles, as it being his Digi soul, as it being the only way for him to fight against Digimon in close quarters combat. Because to him, he refuses to allow his Digimon to do all the heavy work, while he just sits back and watches them while he does nothing. As then Guilmon X jumps in front of Terry, with soon Terry saying, "Finish it off, X!" With then Guilmon X saying, "Pyro Ball!" As he opens his jaw, as a giant fireball was soon sent flying right at Tyrannomon. As then soon it begins to explode. With then, as the smoke begins to clear, Tyrannomon's data begins to fade for a bit. With soon, Terry brings out his left hand, as on his left hand being that wristwatch, as soon saying, "Data return, revert back to digital egg form." With soon the data begins to gather across his digivice, with soon Tyrannomon begins disappearing. However, what left remains is his Digi-Egg form, with soon the Digi-Egg having that of being all white with that of an orange circle pattern, with soon the egg soon falls to the ground. However, somebody soon materializes in front of Terry and Guilmon X, as it being that of a young woman and that of a black cloak, and also having that as the cloak also having that of cat ears, with soon the woman catching the Digi-Egg, saying, "Ha, got it, just in the nick of time," with then she looking back at Guilmon X and Terry saying, "Seriously, why do I feel like I'm the only one that's always making sure that these Digi-Eggs do not crack?" With soon Terry saying, "You do know Digi-Eggs are basically indestructible, right? Unless that they're corrupted by that foreign data." With Terry saying this with that of a raised eyebrow, with soon Guilmon not saying anything. What soon the woman who's known as Sister Mon Noir saying, "Well, of course I do, but as a Digimon whose job is to make sure to protect all Digi-Eggs such as this, it is my duty to make sure that this little one is well taken care of. Well, before we take him back to his proper digital world server." With soon Guilmon couldn't help but stop growling for a bit before his eyes going back from slits to that of circles, with soon saying, "Hey, did I do good, boss?" As Guilmon X looks back at Terry with that of an innocent look from before, as he had that of a look of pure and unadulterated joy of destroying Tyrannomon before reverting back to data. Soon, Terry walks over to Guilmon X as he pats his head, saying, "You did good, buddy, as always. Honestly, your training's gotten a lot more better. You may be in your rookie level form, but your stats, power, and everything else makes you on the level of that of an ultimate. I expect nothing less from my best buddy." With then Guilmon X couldn't help but laugh with his eyes closed, and that of an innocent and cheery laugh. With soon Noir going to the two and saying, we should probably head back now." Saying, "Oh, right. That's a good idea. This job was way too easy, but honestly, it was a good idea to make sure that this guy didn't go more on a rampage, since he was just a scared guy after all." With then soon Noir saying, "Exactly. So you think you could take down the barrier?" Saying, Yeah, I got it." As soon putting back on his goggles and then pressing certain buttons, as the digital barrier that was up is soon disappeared. With then soon Issei, who arrived at the park, realized that something just went down from the park, saying, "What the? Wait, don't tell me it's another fallen angels." With soon saying, as then a digital portal soon appears, with then both Terry, Guilmon X, and Noir soon walk through the portal. As Issei soon noticed the portal, it soon disappeared, saying, What's going on? Don't tell me it's more fallen angels." As Issei began shaking on his feet, with thinking, I can't. I gotta tell Madam President about this. As he soon grabs his bike again and heads back to Kuo once more. As for Terry, he arrives back at the shop. Instead of arriving in the front of the store, he soon arrives in the main hideout. Within, the guy known as Dai saying, "Oh God," with then noticing Terry alongside Guilmon X and Noir saying, "Oh, good, you guys are back. That's good." With then soon Terry saying, Yeah, here's the Digi egg." Noir saying, "I understand," as she soon gives Dai the Digi egg. As he has in his hands, he soon heads to that of a as it looks like that of a teleportation pad. Within, soon the doors slide open, and then he lays it down. As then he slides the door back. Within, soon typing in a certain code. Within, looking, looks like it's from that of King Drazel's digital server. With soon, Terry saying, "Seriously, Drazel again?" With soon, Guilmon saying, "Hey, Terry, aren't we been facing against a lot of Digimon coming from King Drazel's server lately?" With then, Noir saying, "I agree with X on this one. It seems too coincidence." With soon, Terry saying, "Doesn't matter unless we get a contract about King Drazel's actions and why Digimon continue leaving his server, either by accident or by force. We still have a job to do to return them back. It's only natural, especially since we're contracted by the devils." Within, Dai saying, "Well, maybe not you particularly, but Ember alone is." With soon, Terry can emphasize saying, Yeah, I'm aware." With then, Terry began thinking, saying, "It's been 3 years since I joined Ember. Honestly, I have no regrets at all about joining this team. If anything, I'm thankful for old Lady Yoon for allowing me to join. I wouldn't been able to meet the rest of my team, my real friends, if I didn't, especially the girls too." With soon, as then the Digi-Egg begins to vanish in that of a bright glowing light. As soon, on a monitor, as it looks like the Digi-Egg was being sent back to looks like that of a server room, which is actually the digital world ran by King Drazel, king of all Digimon. So they say, though. With soon, they begin hearing rumbling from that of the main elevator. As then, the doors open, as they soon see 2 brunettes, one having that of twin braids, and also having that of red glasses, and also the other one having that of curly hair. However, she has quite the voluptuous figure, though. However, what really stands out is that both girls are wearing that of uniforms from Kuo Academy. And not only that, both of them are carrying Digi-Eggs. With soon the glasses-wearing girl noticing Terry, saying, "Terry, you're here. You finally got back." With then soon she rushing towards Terry as she soon throws the Digi-Egg in the air. With then the other brunette actually getting surprised. However, a cat-like Digimon soon catches it as it being Mikumon. As soon she's saying, "Damn it, Eika. You almost dropped this." With soon the girl known as Eika, or rather the infamous female pervert of Kuo Academy, Eika Kirayu, basically, clinging on to, Terry, wrapping her arms and legs all across his body. Watson saying, "Oh, I didn't think that you would actually show up today." Saying, "You do know I have to work, right?" "Of course I was going to show up." With Sue saying, "Aw, thought you might be wanting to see me today, though." Saying, "You do know we go to the same school, right?" With Sue saying, "Aw, true, but I don't get to have much fun with you in school, except outside, though." With soon Terry saying, if you want to do that, take it up with Shiro, not me. I'd rather not be on her bad side after all. With soon, Eika couldn't help but pout, saying, "Oh, and you know she's not gonna let me." Saying, "Exactly, so stop." Within Eika saying, "Oh, come on, I know you have feelings for me too." As she soon drawing circles all across his trench coat wearing chest, with soon a woman wearing that of all red, having that of a blonde hair, and that of a mischievous, look on her face, saying, "I think that's enough, Eika. I think you're really starting to annoy Terry, since he just came from taking care of a Tyrannomon just a little while ago." With soon, Terry looks at saying, "Which mon? You were there the entire time?" What saying, "Of course. I mean, Eika did say to look after you when you gotta leave school after all." Saying, "Ugh, god damn it. Honestly, it was just a Tyrannomon. Nothing that any of us been able to handle." With soon, Eika was dropped on the floor, with Sue saying, "I know, but it's our job to look after one another, right?" The other brunette-haired girl came from Dai, giving the other Digi eggs alongside Mikomon, was saying, "Well, it was just only a Tyrannomon. You should see the Digimon that we had to fight this afternoon as well." As she says this with that of a smug smile on her face, saying, Aba senpai, there were other Digimon cases as well?" Saying, then soon Eika saying, "Oh yeah, definitely. Turns out 2 bug Digimon have been, roaming around in the outskirts of Kuo in the forest. We took care of them, but turns out there's been other things happening around there too that we've noticed." With soon Terry saying, talking about the fallen angels out in the outskirts of Kuo, right? Within Kiyome saying, "Exactly. We've been noticing them a lot lately. And it isn't just them. Turns out there are some stray exorcists in town too." With then Dai's eyes widening, saying, "Wait, did you say stray exorcists are in town?" With then soon Kiori saying, "Yeah, it looks like, they're working with the fallen angels, and it's most likely that we need to take care of them beforehand." With soon Terry saying, "We don't need to do shit. This is a devil's problem, especially for Gremory and Citri, not for us. Our job is to take care of stray Digimon that roam around in devil territory. Nothing more, nothing less." After saying this, he soon sits down on the couch with his arms across, with soon Eika saying, "I think I understand how you feel, Terry babe, but..." Soon saying, "But nothing. Look, I've seen Rias Gremory senpai, and I've also seen Sona's Citri senpai as well. Sona senpai seems like she's smart. I feel like she has tactics and probably some, priorities that can probably handle stray exorcists and stray devils across the city. As for Rias senpai, I've heard rumors about her. Some say that she's a genius, while some say that she's lazy as hell. Honestly, I don't know which one is real, but personally, I don't give a damn. Simple enough, my job here is to take care of the stray Digimon that come from other digital world servers and send them back home where they belong. Simple as that." As everyone began looking at the African American / Japanese teen, with soon one of the back rooms begins to open, as coming out being that of a older teen with that of long purple hair, as he has that of a bandana and wearing that of looks like sleeping attire, being that of pajamas, as the pajamas have that of have that of a, well, data pattern on the pants leg and on the right sleeve. But soon the guy saying, seriously, you guys are basically talking too loud already. What's going on? With soon Terry saying, oh, so good to see that you're out, Kensu. As the guy begins yawning again, sorry, I've been working almost all morning today, so of course I would need at least a little bit of a break until you guys woke me up. Hell, you even woke up Kunemon as well. With soon a insect worm Digimon soon actually shows up behind that of Kensu. Soon he just yawned that of a cute yelp, with both Eika and Kyori basically going at Kunemon, with soon Dai saying, yeah, Kensu's been working quite hard today. Thought I should give the guy at least a little bit of a break this afternoon and evening after all. With soon Kensei saying, yeah, so you think you could at least, well, give me a break, Terry? With soon Terry saying, fine. But remember, when we're at school, you're the last line of defense when we can't do anything by ourselves. Remember? Saying, yeah, I know. Don't need to remind me, kid. With soon saying, oh, right. That also reminds me. Dai, you remember the message we were given from HQ? With soon Dai saying, message from H. Oh, right. I was supposed to tell all of you together, and it looks like everyone's here. We'll be tomorrow. About next week, we'll have at least 2 more members coming to transfer here at the Kuo branch. With soon Terry saying, seriously? It's been a while since we had new members here. So, who are they? They're coming from Tokyo HQ, Dai saying. And I'm pretty sure you're already aware on who they are, Terry, if you've been getting messages from them for the past couple of days. With soon Terry's eyes blink for a bit, saying, oh no, you don't mean them. Anything but them. With soon Eika and Kiyame were looking at each other before looking at Terry, saying, with Kiyame saying, you know who they're coming? Saying, the 2 people who I didn't want to show up. However, given that they've been, well, working well with each other lately, maybe during our summer break I would be able to visit them. But instead, it looks like they made some, favors to be transferred here instead. With then Eika's eyes widening, saying, oh, you're talking about your girlfriends, right? With then Kiari saying, wow, ever since I first met you, I always thought you were a loner. But I'm still shocked and surprised that you have girlfriends instead of just one. If then Terry couldn't help but pinch the bridge of his nose, saying, you don't know the half of it. Hell, I was surprised myself, to be fair. However, to be honest, I'm not complaining about it, but it does get a little bit annoying when both of them fell in love with me at the same time. And the reason, and not only that, I had to tell them unless they get along with each other, I wouldn't be able to date either of them. Simple as that. With then soon Kensu walking up to the couch with Kunemon on his shoulder, saying, come on now, Terry. You're living the dream that every guy that isn't a devil or a fallen angel would love to have. His own personal harem. With soon Terry basically knocking him back with punching him in the face without even looking behind him, saying, more like a goddamn headache, if anything. I have an idiot cousin who is currently a devil trying to think that he can become a harem king. With soon Eika saying, oh right, I did notice that Hayato did become a devil. I guess it's because, well, the fallen angels might have killed him. With soon Kensu saying, "Oh, right. I was also supposed to bring that up too. Turns out the fallen angels in this territory are not supposed to be here." With soon Terry saying, "Explain." Turns out they're rogue. Well, one of them is. The other three might be tricked into believing that they're following proper orders. With then Noir actually speaking up saying, "How do you know this, Kansu?" With then soon Kansu saying, "You forget, I'm a vet. I've been working as a Digimon tamer for years, and honestly, there's nothing in this town that I don't know about. Also, one of my partners is already stationed outside the abandoned church with soon on the outskirts of Kuo, next to one of the abandoned churches, as it being that of a mushroom mine." As saying, looks like it's true. I should probably revert back to the others. Hopefully, I'll actually get some brownie points for this." As he has that of a gleaming smile on his face before turning into data particles before one of the straight exorcists noticed Mushroom Mine. With soon Kensu saying, "So, we could take care of them if we want. They're basically free game." With then Dai saying, "Or, hear me out, all four of you. Why don't we tell the devils of this territory that they're basically rogues and that they can take care of them? They're free game, after all. And it's our job to take care of the Digimon here." Well, like Terry said, with soon Terry saying, "True, I did say that. But, however, this is their territory and they need to figure things out themselves. I'm surprised that none of them have contacted their siblings or any of their parents about the situation here at Kuo. If they don't figure this out themselves, or basically figure out that they should do the easy option instead of the stressful one, then maybe we don't need to get involved. Simple as that." With then Dai couldn't help but sigh, saying, "Ugh, God, dealing with you guys are annoying as hell. At any rate, you guys are finished up, so you can all head home if you feel like it." With then Terry saying, "Thought about it," but soon heading to his changing room, getting his, Kuo Academy uniform on. However, he soon head to his own personal room that he has here in the Digi Den, as they like to call it. With soon saying, "Tyrannomon, you can come on, you can get out of here now." With then soon in his spare bed in his room, something shuffles under the sheets, saying, "Aw, you knew that I was already here, didn't you, love?" With as it being that of a female Digimon that looks like that of a sea person, as it being the water spirit Digimon, Renamon, as she soon jumps out of the bed before clinging on to Terry, with Terry internally thinking, "I don't have time for this." As he soon types in a couple things on his Digivice, with then soon Renan saying, "Wait, Terry, wait!" As she soon deterializes back to digital particles into his Digivice. Soon saying, "Sorry, Anamon, but I don't have time for this. I need to get back home before dinner starts." And it's been too damn long. Soon he looks at Guilmon X and Sistermon Noir. Soon the two of them do the same thing, as Terry, Eika, and Kiara basically head to the elevator, the three of them together, as Kensu and Dai still remain in the lair. Soon as Terry and the two girls soon split off, as they'll see each other at school. However, Eika soon ran to Terry and basically, hugs him close before kissing him on the cheek, saying, "See you, darling," saying, None of that. And like I said, talk to Shiro if you want in on this harem thing. Personally, it's really out of my damn hands. With soon, Eika can say, fine, I'll try and talk to her. Besides, I got days before I can convince her after all, saying, easier said than done. What soon, Terry began walking back home. Little did Terry knew, turns out, Issei being attacked by one of the fallen angels as a being Kaliner. Also during this night, he finally truly awakens his sacred gear, as it being his boosted gear, but in its twice critical form, given that it's still in its unawakened state. Then Issei couldn't help but feel a rush of high that he's finally got power, that he finally has the strength that he needs to become a harem king and defend himself after all. However, it looks like Rias and Akeno, alongside Konako, actually saw that Issei was in danger, so they came by to see how he's doing, with Issei explaining that he was on his way back to the school and say that he finished his job, but also found out about something weird happening at the park again, and need to explain that too before he was attacked. With then Rias hearing this and begins thinking, what are the fallen angels doing? First, I needed to know they were planning, since finding out that they came here to kill Issei. I thought that was just it, but it seems that they have some other plans in my territory. If that's the case, I need to take care of this before she begins to show up. And honestly, dealing with her is not a good idea for me, especially when Sona finds out about this too. As for this very person that Rias has begun thinking of, basically, a girl with that of, greenish blonde hair with glasses, as they begin to shine, with that of, judgment. Back in Tokyo, Japan, in the Ember HQ, with two girls basically packing up in their rooms, with soon one. However, they're also getting help from their Digimon partners as well. For one of the girls with that of long white hair, and that of clear blue eyes. Not only that, she also wearing that of a headset that looks like, fox ears actually. And she wearing that of a, t-shirt, that of a, white t-shirt with that of a, magical girl on it. A certain familiar magical girl that the underworld knows. And also wearing that of blue jeans. But what really accentuate her is her, ample bust, and also her bubble butt as well. As soon she grabs that of a uniform, as it being the Kuo Academy girls' uniform, and puts it in her bag, saying, I can't wait, just 2 more days. 2 more days and I'll be able to see my darling Terry again. I'm so excited. What do you girls think? With soon looking at her Digimon partners, as one of them being a Gatomon and the other one being a black Gatomon. With soon the black Gatomon saying, I'm still not happy about this. I really didn't want to leave Tokyo so suddenly. With then Gatomon saying, oh, enough of that, sis. You do know that Shiro would do anything to see her beloved after all these years, especially given that she wouldn't be able to see him for the past 3 months. And honestly, I'm more thankful about this than having to hear her basically moan, not being able to see Terry. Within a voice coming from the shadows saying, at least one of us understands this situation and how thankful we are, as it being that of a yellow fox standing on her two legs, as it being a Renamon. As the girl known as Shiro saying, "Oh, Renamon, did you?" saying, "Yes, yes. It took me a while to get back here, but turns out things are going somewhat, well, flubar in Kuo right now." With then hearing this, Shiro saying, "What do you mean by fubar?" With then soon another voice coming from the outside of her room saying, "It seems fallen angels are currently dwelling at Kuo right now." Miss Comey, with then seeing the certain woman that Rias was thinking about, she has that of a somewhat militaristic dress with a sweater, with a gray sweater, with that of a blue jacket and a long blue skirt as well. But what stands out is her, well, glasses that continue to shine, as one of her Digimon partners is standing right behind her, as it looking like a metal vulture, as it being Jezamon. Within Shiro seeing the girl saying, "Oh, Sikra, you already finished packing? And what do you mean by fallen angels at Kuo right now?" With then Sikra adjusting her glasses saying, "Just as I said, fallen angels are currently in Kuo. I just found out about this from one of my informants. Not only that, I also asked Kensu as well." Within, I see that Renamon already was about to tell you that too. Sorry about that, Renamon. But soon, Renamon saying, "No need, Lady Sikra. I was just about to explain. But thank you for doing so for me." With then Shiro saying, "So what? I mean, it's not our problem to deal with the fallen angels. Our job is to take care of the Digimon that are basically running amok in Kuo, because we already know that those twin heiresses aren't going to do a damn thing about it, since they have no Digimon of their own, and magic doesn't work on Digimon so much. It can affect them, but it doesn't truly hurt them." With Sikra saying, "I understand. However," within Renamon soon saying, "the situation is not as, well, simple as we thought it was. Well, milady. The fallen angels there are basically rogue. Well, one of them is. Turns out the other three don't know it, that this mission is basically not even followed by their superiors. I was told by this by Kensu's Mushroomon. Turns out the one who's leading them, a fallen angel by the name of Rainer, is trying to take a sacred gear of their own. The first mission that they did turns out were basically altered. I was able to find this out myself by one of the cadre, Kakebale. He ordered the elimination of sacred gear users in Kuo. However, the second mission was from that of, well, Azazel, to keep an eye on a excommunicated nun from the angel faction in the church. Her name is Asia Argento. With soon Shiro saying, Asia. I feel like I've heard that name before." With then Gatomon saying, "Remember, Shiro, she was supposed to be the supposed holy maiden, a true saint of the church. And she has a sacred gear that's basically allows her to heal anyone, called Twilight Healing." Within Black Gatomon saying, "Yeah, don't you remember the meeting that you were given by your grandmother?" With saying, "Oh, right. Totally forgot about that. But I do remember she was excommunicated because she healed a devil. And that's the reason why she was kicked out, if I recall." With then soon Secret saying, "Huh, surprising. You're supposed to be the future head of this organization, and yet you forget some things, but remember other things." With soon Secret saying, "And I can't believe that I'm basically sharing the same man with this girl." With soon Shiro saying, "You know I can hear you, right, Sekira?" Within, Jasmine couldn't help but actually laugh to himself quietly, with Sekira looking at her partner, with soon Jasmine saying, "Sorry, my bad." Within, Sekira basically getting back to her composure saying, "Even so, as a member of the as the future head of the Agar's family, and the connection between both the Devil Race and the digital squad known as Ember, it is my duty to make sure to put an end to such things that could damage our reputation with you guys. So hopefully we'll be able to find a way to take on the fallen angels without raising any alarms with both Rias and Sona." Within, Shiro saying, "Aren't you best friends with them? Why not just tell them?" Saying, "Well, that's the problem. Rias is one of the biggest prideful people in the entire world. She wants to probably figure this out herself. Not only that, she's not in the best state of mind right now. For example, has a future wedding to prepare for." With then Shiro saying, "Oh, right. I remember hearing something about that too, but it wasn't important, so I just didn't think about it." With then Sekira nodding, saying, "And right now, she hasn't really spent time trainings or studying for ways to defeat her supposed, future fiance. So right now, asking her isn't going to be the best option. As for Sona, well, telling her it's like going to be talking to a brick wall as well. She's not as prideful, but she will try to keep things under her wraps to make sure that everything seems fine when it's not." With then soon Shiro saying, "You devils are way more complicated than you should be." But then Sekira saying, "You have no idea. I think that myself even remember back then on how much of pardon me, since this is unladylike, of a bitch I used to be to you and Terry." With soon Shiro basically hugging Sekira saying, "Don't worry, I was the same way when you tried to steal my man from me." With Sekira's eyes widening hearing this, with then soon saying, "Okay, I guess so. Anyway, we still have at least 2 more days before we go to Kuo, and we're both going to be transferred to the same school as Terry is, alongside many of the members at the Kuo branch as well." With soon Shiro saying, "And I still can't wait. It's going to be like old days since back then when the 3 of us used to work together as a team." With then Sekira couldn't help but smile a little bit, saying, "I couldn't agree more about that." And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. Also, sorry if this seems not as action-packed or as entailed. I wanted to focus more on the chemistry and developments between the main Digi teams after all. Not only that, I also needed to incorporate original characters as well. So I also included Shiro Kitsune in this fanfic too. Basically, my girlfriend. She's a huge Digimon fan, and it wouldn't feel right not including her into this, to be fair. So yeah, she's part of Terry's main harem after all. And she also is playing a huge role in the future of in the story as well. So look forward to that. Also, time to bring up Terry's harem in this story as well. And that being that of Shiro, as her name would be in the story, would be Shiro Komi, Sekira, Eika, Kiyomi, Arena, Tyrannomon as well, alongside Yasuka too. So yeah, that's Terry's harem actually. So, and it's not as big as Issei, but I don't want a big harem after all. Originally, I was going to think about adding, Ravel to the harem too, but I decided not to, actually. but I might change my mind in the future. Who knows? Any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos. Also, check out my Discord, my gaming channel, and my main channel alongside my Patreon. All linked in the description below. So with all that said, this is Liam Mookie signing out. Later, guys, and take care.